What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Today we're going to be taking a look at Violent J's Sick Kidz single. Yes, I know Hatchet Gear labels it as an EP, but in all technicality this is a single. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. There's not really a whole lot to look at. I just more or less am going to be talking about everything that's on here. And yeah, just drop a review for it. So there's the front. You know, it had Violent J, Young Wicked, Lil E, and Nova Rockefeller. Everybody that was on the Violent J solo charity tour. So they dropped this track. They recorded it before they went on tour and sold it on the tour and on Hatchet Gear. So there's the back. You got Sick Kidz. Then you got Sick Kidz, the Mikey Clark remix. Then you have a Violent J interview, a Young Wicked interview, a Lil E interview, a Nova Rockefeller interview, and then you have the Sick Kidz acapella. That right there is exactly why I say this is actually a single and not an EP. Yeah, it has 7 tracks, but this is the format, this is the style of a single. This is the way they usually do a single. You have the original version, you have a remix, and sometimes you'll have like an acapella or an instrumental, and in this case we get an acapella. And they just threw these interviews on there. They decided to record some interviews to throw on there as well, give you a little something extra for your buck, because you know this did cost $10, but it's for Sick Kidz, so you can't really you don't feel much like a dick when you're bumping this and you're like, yeah, I bought this. You feel good about yourself when you listen to it. It's a great song. I actually really love it a lot. It has a great beat to it. I'm not a big fan of the remix. You know me. I'm not a big fan of remixes. There's a handful out there that have actually surprised me. The acapella is kind of different to listen to because it gives you the clear vocals. And the interviews are dope. Violent J, basically what they did for the interviews, they just basically asked everybody what they thought about the tour, what they thought about doing a song for Sick Kidz, and more or less asked them if they had any upcoming projects. So of course Violent J mentioned the fact that Karma Force was going to be coming out. They talked a little bit about the fact that they were doing the audiobook, and even Young Wicked talked about the audiobook. And Young Wicked also mentioned the fact that he's working on Shaggy 2 Dope's album. So when they did this, you have to think this was probably back in January, maybe in February. So for him to have been working on it back then, I would definitely say that kind of confirms that Shaggy 2 Dope's solo album will come out first. The other thing he did say that confirms the title, everybody pretty much assumed, and you know, it was a pretty good assumption, that Shaggy's album's called Fuck the Fuck Off Motherfucker. He did say that's the official title, so it's out there. That's the title. So the interviews were actually really pretty dope. It was a decent listen, you know, a little something extra for your buck. So we'll just go ahead and slide it out. That is what the disc looks like. It's everybody that was on the tour and that was on this CD. So that's awesome. As of right now, it is still on Hatchet Gear. I think it's worth going and picking up. It's $10, and really mainly what you're getting is one song and 4 interviews. The interviews are nothing groundbreaking. There's no huge news being announced in them. They're just kind of talking about the charity tour, about Sick Kidz and stuff like that. So there's really nothing major in the interviews, but it is a nice listen. And it's worth picking up because it is going to charity. So don't be a dick. Go buy it if you have the funds to. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.